In this video, we're going to bring you a cool social waltz dance move called the waterfall. What's up, everyone? It's Brian B.
And Miss Megan.
So whether you are a bronze or silver dancer or just someone who is social dancing, this video is going to teach you a way to get into this that's going to be applicable for dancers of all levels. So let's get started. All right, let's look at the pattern first before we break down leaders and followers' footwork and some of the keys to make this work socially. But that is your waterfall. All right, leaders, let's talk about your footwork first. Megan's going to be back in the next section and do followers footwork, and then we'll teach you how to do this together. So leaders, I'm going to dance a twinkle. This is my line of travel. This is diagonal wall. I'm going to dance a twinkle. Now, whether I do this closing my feet or whether I do it passing my feet in silver, either way, the entry is going to be the same. I'm going to use a check to enter for 1, 2, 3. From here, we're going to head down line in a little bit of a zigzag pattern. 1, 2, 3 is the angle. 1, 2, 3 is another angle. 1, 2, 3. Now from here, I'm going to dance past my partner and pick her up. Again, I could close my feet or I could pass them either way.
Followers, now your footwork. We're going to start on diagonal wall. All right, we have 1, 2, and as we go to 3, you can either close feet or you can go out from here. So we have 1, 2, 3. We're going to go across 4, 5, out on 6. Now, we're going to go into our waterfalls. We go forward, side, out, forward, side, out. One more time. Forward, side, out. And then we're going to close up forward, side, together, or we can also pass feet.
All right, this is relatively simple to do, but there are a couple of things that I need to pay attention to as the leader and the follower, so let's talk about them. So to start, 1, 2, whether we pass feet or close feet, doesn't matter. I need to start to change this left hand to an underhand grip. Then I'm going to check, and I'm going to use my frame to send my partner out and get the heck out of the way. So we have a 1, 2, 3. So I dance into the open space. Again, we're just dealing with this from a social perspective, so the exact alignments don't matter. From here, I'm going to change to my right hand, and I want to encourage Megan to come across on a diagonal for 1, 2. I'm going to take a short step as I let go of this, and my left hand starts to lead the other diagonal. So I do have some effect over where the pattern goes on the floor. A 1, 2, I change, and I use this to send the new direction. Now, here's where it gets tricky. 1, 2, 3. At this point, the follower is ahead of me. Now, if the follower doesn't know to stay small in her footwork, it's going to be impossible for me to get past. It's not going to line up. So what we need to do as followers, you need to remember that you do have a window in this shoulder. So as the leader starts to come by, right, and connect this hand to you, you need to stay stuck to that hand to allow him to be able to get past into the finish of the move. Speaking of moves, here's another move coming from a twinkle that you should totally add to your list. Check it out. So we're going to bring you a twinkle to toss across. We're going to demo it both directions, and then we'll break it down. So we are going to start diagonal wall for a twinkle for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. Ending diagonal center. If we do it back this way, there actually is a wall on this side. So we have our twinkle, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, 6. Let's break down leaders and followers footwork, and then we'll talk about the keys that make this doable in a social dance scenario. So leaders, we're going to dance starting diagonal wall. If that's a foreign concept to you, we'll discuss that in another video, but we have 1, 2, and I go down line for 3. Now I want to step across. So I step across for 4, all the way across her track for 5, and down line for 6. Now I have 3 forward steps for 1, 2, 3, and then I bring Miss Megan back in front of me for 4, 5, 6. So let's do that again the other direction. And again, if we go too fast, that's why we have a rewind button. So we're starting diagonal wall. We dance 1, 2, 3. We toss ourselves across for 4, 5, 6. I bring her across for 1, 2, 3, and then I bring her back in front of me for 4, 5, 6. That is your leader's footwork. Megan's going to cover followers' footwork, then we'll do it together.
All right, so followers, we are going to be starting on this diagonal as well. We're going to do our twinkle. We have 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to go forward for 4, 5, 6. Now we're going to go across our leader for 1, 2, 3, and then back in front of our leader for 4, 5, 6, if I don't fall over first. So we have 1, 2, 3. We're going to go straight. 4, 5, 6. You're going to go across. 1, 2, 3. Back in front for 4, 5, 6.
So sometimes these alignments can be tricky in waltz, and our goal here at Social Dance Online is to teach you in a social, practical way. So when we're social dancing, this stuff works with your partners. So in my twinkle, obviously I am in my window, Miss Megan's in her window. When I dance 1, 2, I want to make sure I land ahead of Megan for 3. In promenade position, the leader's always going to be ahead of the follower. So that's both of our responsibilities. Miss Megan has to stay in her window. With my frame leaders, I'm going to turn Megan to promenade position between the 1 and the 2. 1, and then between this 1 and the 2, I'm turning Miss Megan there. Now, the key to this right foot for me is to make sure I don't step over to the right side, but I stay attached to the inside of this right foot. So on count 3, I go down line. What that does is that gives me a path across. From here, I'm going to toss myself across. So leaders, no footwork for a second. Just start to attach this hand and open yourself up. That's what's going on with the hands, is I'm tossing myself across. If we add the footwork, Megan has 3 forward steps. I actually technically still have this hand. I'm going to let go of this. As I step across, we both go down line together. Miss Megan's still in her window. I toss myself to the other side for count 2, and I step down line for 3. Now we reverse the process. You want to narrate this?
Yes, so followers, you're going to do the same thing. If you wanted to do that same drill or whatever Brian just did, you can do that as well. But we're going to go across our partner. So we have 1, 2, 3.
Cool. So leaders, same thing. I'm the one that's initiating this. So with this left side, I'm turning my frame as I'm taking my first 2 steps. Actually, during the first step, 1, I've set Megan's direction. 2. Now, the key for this as the leader, when we step Miss Megan across, is I want to step between my follower's foot. This is going to happen for both of us. We'll explain. So as I step this across, if I don't step between her feet, I don't have much of a toss, right? So what I want to do is I'm almost waiting for a split second. 1, and then I don't care from a social dance perspective where this foot goes, as long as it's between her feet on 2, 3, then we land down line. Now I'm going to take her back in front of me with my right arm for 1, 2, 3. So if we do the last part again, that's relatively simple. So from this side, so my inside foot's free, my right foot, Megan's left foot. I'm using my frame to scoop her across, and you're going to get another view at this in a second. But that's the action of my frame. This is the target for 4, 5, 6, and then we can go on to our next pattern. So we're in our frame, 1, 2. This right foot does not chase her to this side. It stays to this side for 2. Step down line for 3. That gives me a path across. I step across 1, 2, 3. Now I'm taking my frame, let's scooch away here. I'm taking my frame and passing her to my right hand for 1, 2, 3. Now I'm tossing her back in front of me or bringing her back in front for 4, 5, 6. So in a general toss across scenario, what are your thoughts?
I am trying to stay connected or stuck to the hand that is on my back so that I know kind of where my leader wants me to go each time we go across or not.
So good basic rule, if the follower stays connected to this hand, right? Don't worry about big steps and all that stuff. We want to be functional. If you're connected to this hand, it gives us lots of options. I can bring myself across. I can bring her across. I can bring her back in front of me. But if Megan comes out of this hand, it becomes much more difficult. So let's do it one more time, down and back. And then I'm going to give you a gift at the end of the video. So we have the twinkle. 1, 2, 3. Leaders go across. I bring her across and bring her back in front. And remember I said the numero uno key is on count 2 of these tosses. The person going forward has to step between your partner's feet. I'm going to show you exactly where I mean. So 1, 2, that count matters. 3. Now from here, 1, 2. Megan is stepping attached to the right side of my body for 2, 3, same thing here, 1, 2. I'm placing this foot. I don't care where it goes. It depends on where Megan steps from a social dance perspective. This is count 2, 3, same thing, 1, 2, 3, and off we go. So there is your twinkle with a toss across for your social dance waltz. If you want more cool social dance patterns, waltz, two-step, East Coast swing, cha-cha, nightclub, West Coast swing, all your social dances. We have a great website called socialdanceonline.com. Head on over there, enter your email address on the front page. You'll get a free membership with 50 free videos. And you will also be on our email list where we send out awesome, helpful tips and special offers that you can only get by being on the list. So visit socialdanceonline.com, and we will see you again for the next Social Dance Sunday video.